pay close attention because I'm going to be talking about something that can be easily confusing. You, me, we're confusing. We're complex. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're not. We like to prove to people that we're one person, that I'm a happy person, I'm strong and I'm confident and I'm loving and giving. I would rather not let people know that sometimes my dog, wherever she is, there she is. Sometimes she can get on my nerves. Sometimes when I'm giving her a haircut, I can get mean and rough with her. Not rough like rough, but rough like I'm not proud of myself. I wouldn't want anyone else seeing those parts of me or sides of me. Where does that come from? It's a little bit of a conundrum. I don't want to pretend that that's who I am, so it must not be. So instead I say something like, well, she made me angry, as if anger explains why I would do something. As if anger explains my values. It sort of seems like anger actually exposes my lack of values in certain situations. And that's actually the truth. Different parts of us come out in different situations. They're actually sides of us, sort of different mindsets or different personalities that we have. That can get confusing because a lot of people know about multiple personality disorder or schizophrenia, and they don't want that because that's bad, right? I believe it's actually quite normal for people to have divisions within themselves. What we see in multiple personality disorders or schizophrenia is those parts of a person out of control, where maybe they've experienced a lot of hurt or pain, and slowly over time, they're just out of control. Sometimes people can be born with some things too that get them in that kind of shape or condition. For most of us though, we don't experience unity within ourselves. We're not completely certain about everything we should do. We often have multiple perspectives that we think about, and we'll say things like, I really love my dad, but he also hurt me, or my wife is beautiful and wonderful and I'm very thankful to be married, but part of me would like some freedom, or I'd like to be young again. And so there's these different sides that come out with things like that, or sometimes we'll even actually say, I don't know what I was thinking when I said ... or it doesn't feel like me today. I don't feel like myself. We'll say things like that, and we won't really put too much thought into what that means about us. And then when we go to change, when we say, I'm fed up with this behavior, how do I change? We try to just sort of get motivated for the entire system, not realizing all of these times are evidences of different parts of us, different personalities in us, different ways of thinking in us. That's normal. We don't need to pathologize that. What I want us to be thinking about is, where did these things come from? What does it mean that I have all these different parts of myself? Well, first, it often means we don't have control. Oftentimes we live based on which part of us is in control. So maybe one day we're eating healthy and the next day we're eating McDonald's, and we made a commitment not to do that, or at least a different part of us did. The part that's in the mood, maybe a hungry, stressed out part that has worked hard, really, really hard, wants to come home and forgot about that goal that a different part has and wants to eat that food. What we want to do is learn about these parts and then how to build relationship with these parts so that we can influence these parts, or at the very least, so these parts don't influence us to the extent that they do now, in which they take control. They say, I'm not letting you reach that New Year's goal. I'm going to take control. You're going to eat that McDonald's. You're going to lounge around and binge watch your Netflix show. We want to become aware of those parts when they take over. Then we start talking to them. We say, hey, I notice I'm laying on the couch more than that 45 minutes I had planned. I'm 3 episodes in. We're feeling really tired. We want to just have normal conversation, normal, honest conversation in the way that we would have with, say, a young child. That way we become the parent to our parts, the parent to our system, where we start guiding them. So tune into the voices. Don't just say that your mind is racing. Start slowing down and asking, hey, what is each part saying? I'm curious, I'm interested. Separate them, do one by one.